You may be seated. Good morning. I want to start by saying that the great thing about working with teenagers is giving and getting grace. And with our sound system this morning, I am feeling that grace pouring in. So thank all of you. So for our sermon, we are going to be hearing from Miranda McInturf. Many of you have known Miranda almost her entire life. She started attending Old South at the age of 2 with her parents, Pam and Scott, and with her big brothers. I got to know Miranda when I started as the youth leader here in 2018, and it has been a joy. Miranda is fun and funny, but more than that, she is genuinely kind. She cares deeply that everyone feels included, and she has made the youth group better because of that. Miranda is graduating from high school this spring and will study at SUNY Cobbleskill's College of Agriculture and Technology. She has worked with animals in some capacity for years, from dog walking in her neighborhood, to her work at the Franklin Park Zoo, to caring for dogs at a daycare and boarding center. Today, Miranda's sermon will be in the form of a video interview between the two of us. Miranda is one of those remarkable high school seniors who knows exactly where her life's passion is at the age of 18. And she'll tell us about her own path, the idea of vocation, and how Old South fits into those things. And you all get a treat. Because this sermon is pre-recorded, there will be adorable puppy photos. Enjoy.
Hi, Miranda.
Hey, Martha.
Welcome to your Youth Sunday sermon. So today's Confirmation Sunday, and we're talking about discernment and figuring out the things that are right for you. And because you're a senior this year, we're going to talk about what comes next and how you got here. So my first question for you is just, when did you start coming to Old South?
Since I was 2.
Since you were 2?
Years old.
Do you remember anything from when you were really little coming to Old South?
No, but I do remember watching an old video because my parents took a lot of videos, and one of them was me getting baptized.
Whoa.
And my dad putting me down and running down the stairs and trying to escape before I could get baptized.
Oh my gosh. That is too funny.
But they captured me, so.
So you did end up baptized. Okay. Hopefully you no longer were trying to escape, because you're still here and now you're 18. It's been a little while. Tell me a little bit about you and animals and your first memories of loving animals.
My family, when I came in, they had a pet frog named Gilly, African clawed frog, and I pretty much loved him. One time I dumped a whole thing of food into his tank. And also going to the zoo also was really nice. I enjoyed looking at all the animals and everything. So that really got me, like going to the zoo and the aquariums just really got me. Mm-hmm. And now my goal is to see every single zoo in the world.
Whoa, how many zoos have you seen?
Apparently I went to a zoo when I was young in China. Mm-hmm. And then I also went to Franklin Park Zoo. I've gone to, I think, the Wisconsin Zoo.
And you worked at the zoo, right?
Yes.
What did you do there?
I started as a volunteer where I would interpret animals. More like, hey, this animal is sleeping, or hey, we're gonna play hide and seek with this animal. You're the seeker, they're the hider. Mm-hmm. And then I moved up to where I was selling tickets to go into the zoo and become like, hey, do you want to become a member or anything?
What was your favorite part of working at Franklin Park Zoo?
Being able to get to know the animals more, because just spending time at the zoo for that long really was just like, you get to know more of the animals.
Can you tell me a little bit about your school and what you study in school right now?
So my school is an agricultural high school, and there I take the vet major because we don't have a wildlife major. Mm-hmm. But I did take a wildlife elective, and I kind of study on like how to see if an animal's sick, how you can tell, treatments and everything.
So for college and after college, what do you want to do?
Well, for college, I signed up for a wildlife major class. I haven't decided what college, but after seeing some like jobs and stuff, one of the jobs I'm really interested in is someone who's outside in the wild, zoologist, or not zoologist, but wildlife technician and stuff like that. There's one that did intrigue me is people who take care of animals who are sick or injured. I would love to be one of those people who, like, someone found an injured animal and brings it to me and I can like rehabilitation, that's what it's called.
Very cool. And do you have any particular types of animals that you would want to work with?
Wolves is definitely one of them. And I know a lot of people know that I love wolves, but if I'd had to choose that wasn't wolves, I'd love to study some birds. I think they're really unique, and also study a lot of like the endangered species and stuff like that and helping out with those.
So you went through confirmation class and you decided not to get confirmed.
I chose on what I felt, and to be honest, there's no wrong answer. It doesn't mean if you choose not to get confirmed, the church is going to kick you out. And if you get confirmed, it doesn't mean you have to go to church every single day and do everything at church. It means to you, like, what do you think confirmation actually means to you? It's not what other people think. That's what I was kind of learning, is like, what do you think? Like, do you really want to put yourself to do this confirmation, and knowing by doing this, you're not just like, it's not you're giving up your freedom, but you're just choosing to be part of the church. And that's a nice thing, but you can still be part of the church if you're not confirmed. So, to be honest, there's really no wrong or right answer. Personally, knowing even if I'm not confirmed, I still feel part of the church. And to myself, I'm confirmed in my own way.
That's beautiful. So whether or not they got confirmed, these confirmation students are a couple years younger than you. What advice would you give them on following their own path, just like you have been with your work with animals?
Well, I guess, like, I know a lot of people say don't think about the future, but there's times when you should think about the future. Think about, will this make you happy? Before you do something, think, is this going to make me happy? By following your own path, you're listening to yourself.
So a few years ago, you went to General Synod for the UCC. A couple of us went along with other people in the conference. And I'm curious to hear a little bit about what you remember, especially because you created some art for us while you were there.
Yes. And the time when my first time going on a plane without my parents.
Yeah.
But going with you. Well, since the Synod was all about culture, and also not just culture but LGBTQ, which really was nice, I really enjoyed just the inspiration and everything. Like, I get inspiration from what I see and what I hear and what I watch. That's pretty much how it goes, and I just realized see and watch are kind of the same thing. But when I was at the Synod, from watching all the culture and listening to people's perspective of their religion and everything, got me an idea of making an artwork. And that artwork was an artwork of a cross with all the things that was going on in Synod. So that really got me thinking of putting everything together, because everything that's going on in Synod is together. It's not just separate things. It was a one whole event where you're learning about everything.
My final question, so the reason that you're doing this video is because you're a senior and you're graduating really soon, and that also means that you probably won't be here in Boston the same way that you are now, and that means that we might not see you as much. And so, a lot of the people who are going to watch this video have known you since you were 2. Yeah. And I'm wondering if you just have any final message that you want to share with Old South before you go off into this next step of whatever
Horrible
life is
life.
bringing you.
Well, I guess like I really enjoyed being here at church. Even though there was days I didn't want to go, but I was forced into. I wasn't much of a person. I don't like sitting for a long time. For me, the Bible is always the same thing over and over, so it's just really boring for me. There were some parts of the Bible I was really interested in. Like, I love watching. My mom introduced me to the movie Joseph and the Amazing Technical Dreamcoat. I really enjoy watching that, and just being at church and everything, like I enjoyed. Church got me into wanting to do plays, because doing the Christmas pageant, which was great, and then also, like I did my first talk when Nancy asked me to go talk during a Christmas sermon. So, but there are things I enjoyed and I'm probably gonna miss, like the Christmas sermon we used to have where the lights go down and you have the candles and everything. I enjoyed that. Or the Palm Sunday where you wave. So I am gonna miss those things, and those I think were my favorite times, being at church and then going to youth group and doing choir, minusing the part where I had to dress up for choir.
Well, we're going to miss you a lot too. And as much as there's a lot of change coming up, Old South is still going to be here. And I'm going to guess that you're going to take some Christmas breaks and things like that when you're in college.
No, I'm
so
just
you
gonna
might
stay.
be able to come back. All
No,
right.
I'll just stay.
Thank you so much,
You're
Miranda.
welcome.